freaking first cut. Golly.
Welcome to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gehman, and this is your round 3 recap for this week's Rocket Mortgage Classic. Joining me to break it all down, Kyle Porter is here. KP, hello to you.
Hello, Rick. We're getting a late start and an early round tomorrow, so this is not an ideal situation, but we do have a lot to talk about.
Shelf life of this podcast is about as minimal as it could get.
Yeah, it is.
So we better jump right into it. You mentioned it, nearly a 2-hour rain delay or weather delay, I suppose, is probably a more accurate way to describe that. Plus impending weather coming in on Sunday morning. So they are going off in threesomes early on Sunday morning, split tees, after the golf course just played 3 strokes under par on Saturday, KP. So I expect more birdies.
Certainly. It was interesting at the end of the round. I was having a debate with myself about whether, and I wrote that there are still a lot of guys in this because there's a lot of low scores out there, but at the same time, there might not be a lot of guys in this, because if Fowler shoots 4 under or Adam Hadwin or Taylor Pendrith shoot 4 under, that eliminates almost everyone, right?
Yes, there are 10 within 4 shots, but let's say Fowler gets to 24 under. That means somebody like Taylor Collin Morikawa has to shoot an 8 under 64 just to get into a playoff. Yeah, it starts to box everybody out very quickly.
Yeah, which could happen. I think one story is how there's a ton of scores to be had out there, and we saw this a little bit last week to a much lesser degree because Keegan was way out in front, but everybody started shooting these scores and you're like, okay, could this happen or whatever? And that is what takes place at golf courses that are very easy. But I think that's story 1B to me. Story 1A is Fowler and winning in the Ryder Cup and all these things that we've talked about all year. And I think, Rick, if he wins on Sunday, I think it'll be Rickie doesn't show a lot of emotion. I think it'll be a very emotional thing. And man, he's playing like he's going to win.
JT better fly back just in case and be there green side in case he gets it done. Well, let's just start there. I agree. It deserves the vast majority of the oxygen. It's a Saturday 64 for Rickie Fowler, his best round of the week. He off to a stumble on number 10 on his second 9 there, makes bogey on 10, but then he rattles off birdies on 11, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. That's right. 31 with a bogey on his second 9. This has become a more comfortable position. We have done a lot of Saturday night recaps recently, KP, in which Rickie Fowler's name is in the mix. Does he cross the finish line this time?
I think he does. The thing for me, somebody on the broadcast said this, and it's something that maybe it was Trevor Immelman that said it, but his iron play is, he's hitting it so good. And even the spin control he had on, I guess it was on 18 when he kind of threw one behind that pin and then pulled it all the way back. And, that whenever he was when he was at his best in 14, 15, 16, 17, that was kind of the run for him. He was a really, really good iron player. He was good off the tee and he was a really solid putter, but iron play, as is almost always the case, was kind of the calling for the best players was his calling card. And it just seems like, you don't shoot. He shot now 5 rounds of 65 or better in his last 11, which is, granted, yes, they've been easier courses. LACC was in there also, which people are going to yell about how that was easy as well. But man, he is locked in right now, and you don't get the pressure of a major. You don't get the field of a major kind of bearing down on him on Sunday this time.
He doesn't even have to wait until a 2:30 tee time.
It's great. It really is.
It's setting up kind of perfectly for him. That last win, the 2019 Phoenix Open. So it's been a while. And as Kyle, you mentioned, he's first in strokes gained approach this week. I agree that this is setting up well. It has been a culmination. I'm already crowning him. A culmination of a great season, a really good final group, a good tee time situation, a good golf course, and then, yeah, who knows? Maybe it all ends with a Ryder Cup.
Yeah, it's so to kind of drive that point home. This is the best approach season he's ever had. He's gaining almost a stroke on approach play this year. Second best was 2015. It was about 3/4 of a stroke. So, man, it's been cool, and it looks great, right? Like it's one thing to say the numbers, and yes, they all check out, but he just look like every time he steps over a ball, I'm like, this is probably going to be close, and that's a different thing for watching him from what we've experienced for the last 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah, he's going to be on the Ryder Cup team. I don't envision. How about this? I got 2 questions for you. One, who's more likely to be on the Ryder Cup team, Justin Thomas or Rickie Fowler?
You're going to say that, yeah.
And 2, I threw this out there and got some interesting answers. Who ends their career with more PGA Tour victories, Rickie Fowler or Ludwig Aberg?
Okay, so first answer, if Rickie wins this, it's 100% Rickie. But so what I know right now, and I don't know what their standings are on the Ryder Cup team, probably still Rickie, but not as emphatic. If Rickie wins tomorrow, the answer is 100% Rickie.
Well, because I think you could talk yourself into, and I don't know what's going on with JT, but you could talk yourself into, oh, well, he's not playing well. Maybe he's like hurt and something, like he has to, like he's just unavailable for the Ryder Cup or whatever. Like that. I mean, the way he's playing, like that, being hurt is maybe like a best case scenario for the way he's playing golf right now.
And what, I mean, who do you have more confidence in to play like their last 6 events well, Rickie or JT? And yeah. Rickie's going to go to the Scottish Open where he's played well. He's going to go to the Open Championship. Like he's good at links golf, and then he's been playing great all year. So I think that answer is pretty emphatically Rickie, and especially if he wins.
Ricky might win the Open.
He might. I mean, he's playing great golf. The answer to the other question is Rickie.
Yes.
But
that's not what people responded with.
Because people are insane. I love Ludwig, but buddy, there's a Ludwig every year. Okay. Let me see him win once. Winning 6 times or 5 times in Ludwig's era is going to be very, very difficult to do.
Well, that's sort of my point. I think Ludwig's different than, I don't know that we've had somebody like him since Morikawa, Hadwin. Like I think that's sort of the level he was, and maybe not quite at that level, but close to it coming in. But people just take a dump on Rickie's career all the time. He's had a good career, man. Like 5 wins, a Players. For the sake of this question, we don't count the European Tour stuff, but some European Tour wins. Winning 5 times on the PGA Tour is a lot, and it's going to feel like a lot more, you're right, over the next 10 or 15 years.
Rickie Fowler will be flanked by a pair of Canadians. Adam Hadwin, 1 shot back. Taylor Pendrith, 2 shots back. Let's start with Hadwin here. It was a Saturday 63 in which he tied the course record. KP highlights are the eagle on 14, and then he makes birdie on 15 and 17 to close it down as well. The vast majority of the work that Hadwin has done this week is via the short game categories. He's first in putting, second around the green. 11 of his 12 strokes that he's gained to the field this week are in those short game categories. I think I trust, for the most part, Adam Hadwin, right? Like savvy vet who can go low and get hot, but it's not a great stat profile.
It's not. I was looking at that earlier. I think it's one thing if you're not surrounded by Rickie Fowler, and if Morikawa isn't 3 behind you, and things like that, right? It's different if this is the John Deere and those guys aren't even in the field. I just don't think Adam Hadwin's going to win this golf tournament. It'd be cool. It'd be a cool sort of bookend to him getting just his head, just getting obliterated by that security guard at the Canadian. But whatever, we'll look at the odds here in a minute. Whatever his number is, I'm not excited about it. I think it was like 5-1 or something. I'm out.
You're going to hate it even more when we get there. Taylor Pendrith, the other one, a Saturday 67, the same score he carded in the opening round. I don't want to say it fell apart because he played his last 4 holes at even par, but made his first bogey of the week at 15, made his second bogey of the week at 18. I don't know how much of that is nerves related. I mean, he obviously had 2 birdies in between there, but I don't know how much confidence I have in Taylor Pendrith holding this together.
He kind of looks like Bizarro Webb Simpson in this photo, doesn't he?
Bigger, burlier, Canadianer Webb Simpson.
Didn't you pick him or something this week? Just out of nowhere? Was this? This was.
Yeah, you know what's sick is I have him as top Canadian, and he is gonna lose that.
I was looking at his recent finishes, and I was like, why did this was yesterday? It's like freaking Rick just pulling this out of nowhere. He hasn't played well at all.
It's the only course in the world he's good at.
Well, it's the Cam Davis Taylor Pendrith course, right? Where you don't. It just fits him so perfectly. So I could actually see him going out and shooting 65, 66 on Sunday, and it's still not being enough. But if I had to pick between the two, I would pick him over Adam Hadwin on Sunday. Interesting.
I probably agree with you. I think the fit's a little bit better I think it's a lot better for Pendrith. Yeah, that's right. I think I trust. I wish I could combine them, right? Give me like the Adam Hadwin mentals and the Pendrith game, and I think that would be a pretty good fit. That's the final group.
Trevor Immelman wishes that as well.
Ooh, yes. The Canadians, they're having a good year, and they got to make up for some President's Cup stuff. So hopefully they can continue this for a couple of years. That's the final group. We've got one more, what I will consider a serious lurker who we'll talk about, and then we'll do the odds. But first, we're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our partners.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Tour Championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
And we're back. John in the chat says, Ludwig might grab 2 or 3 wins in the next 12 months, Rick. Would your answer still be Ricky? If Ludwig gets 2 or 3 wins in the next 12 months, I'll take his career over Rory's career. Okay? Let's be clear about this. My 2, I'll be singing a different song if that happens.
Yeah. Even then, though, yeah, maybe then. Even then, though, like Morikawa has... That's what Morikawa did, right? And I don't think he's past Rickie yet.
Yeah, I think. Doesn't he have 6?
Does he have 6? He might.
I
thought he had.
They might not be all PGA. Okay, he has 5 PGA Tour wins, so they're tied.
Yeah, so, and it's not like Rickie's career is over either. So I just, people throw out, we do this with majors too. Oh, he'll win like 5 majors. You're like, no, he won't, because nobody does. And we do it with PGA Tour wins. Like, oh, probably like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10, like the LeBron,
not 1, not 2.
And it's like, no, Ludwig is not, this is not a Ludwig specific thing, but like nobody wins 10 times. The guys that won 10 times with PGA Tour over the last 20 years, it's a tiny list. It's right. Like 7 guys.
It definitely needs to be reframed as like in the last 20 years. Like it's a completely different era now, right? I mean, it is so hard to win anything, let alone 10 times. And it's only going to get harder. It's not getting easier to win.
Last 20 years, you're talking about JT, Spieth, Rory, DJ, Phil Tiger, Adam Scott. Is that it? Xander might have 20 wins. Who knows?
Depends on how many he gets credit for. You said Spieth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's got to be somebody missing.
Furyk. VJ.
Jason Day, what'd he get to?
Yeah, Jason Day. So, okay. So it's like 10 to 12 guys. But again, these are all like Hall of Fame guys.
Right. What did Bubba?
So Bubba's at like 10, I think, 9 or 10, but Hall of Famer, 2 Masters. I mean, the type of guy that wins 10 times, probably the least majors out of the guys on that list is Adam Scott and Jason Day with a 1. Furyk has 1, but everybody else is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does Brooks have 10 wins? I think he might have 9 and 5 are majors, which is the sickest.
So Bubba got to 12.
Okay.
Pretty sick. Brooks has 9. Sicko.
He's got Phoenix, 5 majors, and then 2 others. What else did he win?
CJ Cup.
Okay.
And St. Jude.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
John Rahm would be another.
Again, these are like all-time greats.
Right.
So when you throw out, 9, 10 PGA Tour wins for Ludwig, you're talking about like you believe that he's going to be a Hall of Fame player, which he might be. I'm just saying, like let's contextualize that.
The 5 wins for Collin Morikawa is 6 if he can kind of lurk and steal this one away. 4 shots back, KP. This is 66, 67, 67. He has not had the low round of the week yet, which a lot of his peers have had. He is 8th off the tee, 7th on approach, 6th around the green. He chipped in for eagle today. And he's a small positive with the putter. This is the Morikawa profile. This is the one.
I wrote that in the post-round recap. Like, this is a classic Morikawa week, and it's what I expect from him every week, and we haven't been getting, right? We've been getting a lot more variance from him. So I think no matter, like, the thing that I wrote and the thing that I believe is no matter what happens on Sunday, I think if you're a Morikawa fan, you should be encouraged by this week because this is what he is. And listen, if he gets hot on Sunday with the putter, shoots 64, 65, wins in a playoff, whatever, fantastic. But regardless, I think that I think Morikawa should walk away from this week, and people that like Morikawa and follow him should walk away from this week being encouraged by how he's played.
Yeah, if he shoots another 67, a third straight 67 on Sunday and does it in the same way, that great, perfect week.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me because some days you're going to get hot with the putter on Sunday, shoot 64, win the work day, and on to the next one. But most days you're not, and that's fine.
Let's look at the odds board, Josh, and see what we've got going on because it is the final group, and then there's just a couple of other guys who are within striking distance of what Vegas thinks. So Rickie Fowler against the field, -105, essentially.
That's kind of crazy, right?
It's pretty crazy, yeah. Especially because it's not like a 3-shot lead, it's not a 4-shot lead. It's a 1-shot lead. Adam Hadwin, 1 shot back, +360. Taylor Pendrith, 2 shots back, +750. We mentioned Collin Morikawa. He's 4 shots back, 16-1. There is a guy in the middle there. Aaron Rye off of Saturday 66, 17 under par, 3 shots off the lead. Vegas giving him a little bit of respect here, 14-1. He's actually got the 4th shortest odds.
Yeah, give me Morikawa here. I don't. Fowler at -105 just seems really short.
Yep.
I've already talked about Hadwin. Pendrith is interesting at +750, but Morikawa at 16 is who I want.
You have had every chance to bet Rickie Fowler before the tournament, Thursday night, Friday night. You do not need to do it Saturday night at -105. You have missed your window multiple times this week.
You gotta move on to the Scottish or whatever he's playing next.
It's just you're not going to be a part of this Rickie win if you don't have it now. I think if you're sitting here looking, I mean, like I said, if Morikawa we haven't seen the 63 or 64 yet, and it's a good profile and it's 16-1. That's where I'd put my Saturday night money. But unfortunately, Rickie versus the field is not a Saturday night investment I want to make.
Didn't he? This is off the top of my head, but didn't Morikawa win one of the Memorial or he didn't win Memorial. Maybe it was work day with like Sunday 64.
He won the workday at Muirfield Village.
Right, but didn't he win it with the Sunday 64?
I can tell you.
I'm pretty sure there was so he's got those 5 wins. So he's won the 2 majors. He's won workday. He's won Barracuda. And one other. And I'm pretty sure at least one, if not multiple of those, was like final round 65, 64, something pretty crazy.
It wasn't the workday. So it was final round 69. Well, his Open Championship was a final round 66. Let's go back a little bit further. Let's try to find.
Maybe it was PGA Championship. I don't know.
Yeah, that was when he shot. That's when he shot the Sunday 64. Was the PGA.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's sick.
You know what he shot on Sunday at the Barracuda?
Isn't that Stableford?
Yeah, like plus 23 or something.
What's his other victory?
Workday, 2 majors.
Yeah.
Barracuda. And I'm not going to look it up. I should know this. He won.
He didn't win Memorial, right? Because Cantlay won it.
Why don't I absolutely know this. He won but Barracuda was his first.
Did he win did he win Riv?
No. God, now I gotta look it up. This is so embarrassing. All right, Collin.
Hold on. Not Honda, not Phoenix.
Oh,
not Tory.
I have to tell you. So he won. I was thinking, I put these together. He won the WGC workday. So he won both of those, like, one-off workday whatevers. He won that one at a concession.
Okay.
I lumped it.
Yeah. That was 2021, right? The year after COVID?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. That is correct.
Yeah, so final round of those, he got 14 points, final round of the Barracuda, final round of the Workday Charity Open, 66, final round of the PGA, 64, final round of the WGC Workday Championship, 69, final round of the Open Championship, 66. So he's kind of a like closer is maybe not the right word. He's kind of a I'm gonna go out and take this on Sunday type guy, you know. I think of a closer as being like, hey, I lead by 3 on Saturday night, and I shoot just a how do you say it?
Yeomans?
No, it's yeoman, right?
Yeoman?
Producer Josh, do you know what I'm saying?
I thought it was yeomans.
No, it's yeoman. Look, Google it. YEOMAN.
YELMAN. All right. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to hear this. Oh, yeoman?
Yeoman. A yeoman like.
Oh, yeoman.
Yeah. I think if somebody's shooting a yeoman like 70 on Sunday as being a closer, like they lead on Saturday night and they close you out on Sunday. I don't really think of Morikawa like that. I think of him as being like kind of dangerous on Sundays, which is what I'm sort of feeling going into this Sunday.
A yeoman, a man holding and cultivating a small landed estate, a freeholder, also a servant in a royal or noble household, ranking between a sergeant and a groom, or a squire and a page, obviously.
Of course, the squire and the slammer.
Oh, our good friend Gar. Nice. Love it. All right. Well, this time tomorrow, we'll know. We'll know if Rickie Fowler has completed the comeback. We'll know if Collin is a low-key closer. We'll know if the Canadians are able to do it on the day after their Canadian, their birthday, and 2 days before ours. We'll know. We'll know all of that. Or it'll get washed out and we'll have to come back on Monday. And we won't know anything.
I hope that's not the case.
All right. Producer Josh, thank you very much. Does all the hard work behind the scenes. Kyle Porter is available on Twitter for all your compliments and complaints at Kyle Porter CBS. You can find me at Rick Run Good. This has been The First Cut. We'll catch you next time.
Rickie Fowler.